spilled tea all over myself. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Knit by Day podcast. Today is November 15th and we are on episode 5. For new viewers, my name is Deja. You can find me on Instagram at Knit by Day or on Ravelry at Days Jam. My returning viewers will notice that we are once again in a different part of the house. So on the last episode, I had tried to film in front of the yarn wall. And while I think that was a great idea, in order to do that and film there, I have to kind of shove myself into a corner. And it's just not super comfortable or really where I want to be. So for today, we are back at the original Lazy Boy recliner. Fear not though, we are still absolutely surrounded by yarn because no part of my house is safe from the stash. So I actually have a scrap bowl right there, and then I have a basket full of whips and unidentified objects right next to me as well. I have to be completely honest with you guys, I have not been feeling it today. More than anything, I just kind of want to not leave my couch. It's just been really one of those weekends where I want to lounge around and be as lazy as humanly possible. So that's where my head is, but we are going to power through, and then maybe I can carry this momentum into cleaning that house afterwards. We'll see where I end up. Guys, I think the days of flying by the seat of my pants have to come to an end with this episode. I had to pause this recording like 3 times to hop on Ravelry and remember what the heck I was supposed to talk about. So I think next episode we might need to get a little more organized and actually do some show notes. We'll see. All right, to start us off, we have the first of 2 sweaters, both of which, believe it or not, are stuck on Sleeve Island. So here's number 1. This is the sweater that I am knitting for my partner, Christian. This is the Hanstholm sweater, I think I'm saying that correctly, by Tin Can Knits. And it is just a really super basic men's sweater, which is great because that's exactly what I wanted for him, and it's really flying by because it's just stockinette around. So you can see I have started one sleeve here and the other is on hold. The body's also on hold and probably way too short at the moment. I went ahead and put it on hold until we could get to a place where he could actually try it on and I could make sure the length was right. I've talked about it before, but that yarn is Berroco Vintage in a colorway I do not know at all. I mentioned in the last podcast that I was not going to tell Christian that I was knitting him a sweater. He has since found out because I couldn't keep it a secret. I was way too excited. But also it's a little bit hard to hide a giant sweater. So he knows it's a thing, and I'm not gonna lie, the pressure is on. Now anytime I pick up something that is not his sweater, he asks me where his sweater is and why I'm knitting on something different if it's not done. So here we go. Our next sweater, returning viewers will probably be able to guess. This is my Weekender Light by Andrea Mowry. As you can see, the neck holes there. So I have joined the shoulders here. Again, not sure if you're going to be able to see this detailing because of the yarn, but there is that ribbing on the shoulder that I love so much. Yeah, so all I have left is to pick up for these sleeves. I talk about this yarn every single podcast, but I absolutely love it. It's super soft, super really like cool looking. It is Cascade yarns in their Juna base, which I had never heard of until I picked it up, but I'm glad that I did because I am loving it. Not really much else to say about this week. Like I said, it's just picking up the sleeves and making it happen. I don't tend to get stuck on sleeves as much as everyone else seems to. Usually by the time it's time to pick up for sleeves, I just want to wear it so bad that I am willing to do anything to get to the end of it. So typically sleeves will fly by. The other thing I have been working on this week is actually a design. So this is a cowl I have been kind of just making up as I go along. What's that? So this, the background, the more rainbowy color is Mechita. It is a Malabrigo colorway. And then the black is just something out of my stash. I could not tell you what. Currently I am working this with both of the yarns are fingering weight and I'm just holding it double. I think what I will likely do is knit up a DK version as well, and then once that version is done, I will go ahead and put a call for testers both on my Instagram and I will announce it on this episode. If you already know that you're interested in testing either fingering weight held double or DK, go ahead and leave me a comment below and I will be sure to reach out to you, get your email address, and make sure I add you to my testing list. My monogamy with knitting definitely helps me to fly through projects, but it does not keep episodes very exciting because I don't have anything else to show you at the moment. Hopefully by next week those sweaters will be done and I will have cast on something else to show you. I did mention on the last episode that this Berroco vintage was meant to become ripple butt shorts as well as a matching Felix pullover. That is still on my agenda of things that are happening. I haven't cast these on yet because, so I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but for whatever reason, it doesn't matter what weight of yarn that I am working with or what type of project it is, I always get gauge at a US size 4 needle every time. So I only have 2 pair of said needles, which means that I'm gonna have to wait for something to get off the needles, probably Christian sweater, before I can cast on something else. That or I need to buy more size 4 needles, but I think that would just encourage me to continue casting on all the things. So I might just wait. Ooh. The ring light went out. All right, well, I guess that's kind of our cue. I am going to, it feels super dark without the ring light, but I'm going to continue to chat about life stuff. If you are only interested in the knitting stuff, I totally get it. I will see you next time. But we're moving on to life. So as far as life stuff, I told you guys that I was planning on being in New Orleans this weekend. Didn't happen. Unfortunately, work had a bit of a COVID scare. So as you can imagine, my week has been majorly hectic trying to manage all of that. Just super stressful. And given, you know, I tested negative, but I had some potential exposure, I could not bring myself to risk flying down to New Orleans and seeing my 87-year-old grandfather and potentially giving him something that wasn't great, right? So I went ahead and canceled my flight. Thankfully, flights are super forgiving during these times, and they were able to just credit my account what my ticket was worth. So on the bright side, that means that I have what is basically a free ticket just kind of sitting in my queue for whenever it is once again safe to travel, if that ever happens again. But yeah, so week's been hectic, but I think we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. My hope is that this week work will be much more calm and not so much to do. Those who were exposed have been quarantining and should be coming to the end of their quarantine pretty soon. Christian's out of town this weekend. Actually, he's out of town through Tuesday, which means I am all by my lonesome here, which actually I secretly love. I adore Christian, but I am also an introvert, so I really, really enjoy those moments, those days that I get to just kind of have me time. Sit there, knit, peace and quiet. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. So that is what is on my agenda for the day. other than that, yeah, no updates on where we're moving, if we're moving, etc. But I'll keep you guys posted on that. All right, guys, short episode, but I hope you have a lovely couple of weeks until I see you next, and I will see you then. Bye.